Hola clase! Believe it or not, we are starting our third asynchronous snow day. Hopefully you had some time to get out and enjoy the snow, whether you were sledding, having a snowball fight, or helping mom and dad dig out from the many inches of snow that we got. And believe it or not, we are also finishing, finally, our preterit verb conjugation. We started working with this back in December when we did the regular verb preterit conjugations, and then we started with all those funny irregulars like the piratas, right, cargar, sar. We did the twin verbs. We did the FU verbs, we did the DEO verbs, and earlier this week we talked about the IUJ, or what we call the group verbs. And today we're going to talk about stem changing verbs in the preterit. There's a couple things to keep in mind when we're talking about stem changing verbs in the preterit. The first thing is that only IR verbs can stem change in the past. Now in the present tense, we're used to verbs like jugar, stem changing, or entender, being the stem changer. But in the preterit, only verbs that end in IR can stem change. Another thing you want to remember is that there are only two forms that stem change. So it can only be the L, ea, usted form, which is the bottom left-hand side of the chart, or the eos, eas, ustedes, which is the bottom right-hand side of the chart. And the last thing you want to remember is that there's only two stem changes. The vowel can only change E to I or O to U in the preterit. And we came up with a little rhyme or a rima to help you remember that. The rima goes E to I, O to U in the sandal, not the shoe. So in the present tense, we were used to having stem changers in the whole shoe. But in the preterit, we're only going to have it in the L, ea, usted form and the eos, eas, ustedes form, which is the bottom of the chart, and it looks like a flat sandal, not the entire shoe. Let's take a look at some of the IR verbs that will be stem changing in the preterit. We start with dormir. Next, we have servir. After that, repetir, sentir, mentir, preferir, vestir, pedir. And if you take a look at all of those, you'll notice they all end in IR. Dormir, meaning to sleep. Servir is a cognate, meaning to serve. Repetir is also a cognate, meaning to repeat. Sentir, to feel. Mentir, to lie. Preferir is also a cognate, meaning to prefer. Vestir, to get dressed. And pedir is to order or to ask for. And those are the IR verbs that we are going to be working with when we talk about sandal verbs. Let's take a look at an example. We'll use the verb dormir, which means to sleep, because that's often a favorite verb of high school students. Now, the only change is going to happen in the bottom here. So in the yo form, I'm simply going to drop my IR and I'm going to add my preterit ending for IR verbs. So to say I slept, the verb would be yo dormi. Notice I have an accent on the I. In the to form, to say you slept, it would be tu dormiste. No accent needed. Now I'm at the bottom of the sandal, so my O is going to change to U, and then I'm going to add my L, ea, usted ending. So to say he, she, or you formal slept, the verb would be dormio. See how the O has changed to U, and I add my regular ending, eo, with an accent on the O. Nosotros, I'm outside of the sandal, so nothing's going to happen. Dormimos, we slept. Vosotros, also outside of the sandal, so nothing's going to happen. Dormistes, again, I just take the to form and I add is to it to say y'all or all of you slept. And ellos, ellas, ustedes, I'm back at the bottom of the sandal, so my O is going to change to you, and my conjugation is going to be dormieron, to say they slept or you all slept. Please make sure that you record these notes onto your preterit verb worksheet that we've been working with since last week. That way all of your notes are organized in one place, and you're going to use these sandal verbs today in order to complete some verb conjugations on a verb chart worksheet. Please email your teacher if you have any questions. Y buena suerte. Adios.